Welcome to the Georgia Avenue Podcast. I'm Trevor.
I'm Vic.
And I'm Willie.
All right. Way to come in, Willie. God damn, you came in hard.
Man.
Coming in hot.
That was awesome, man.
Awesome, man.
How's everybody doing?
Everybody's doing good.
When did you start doing that?
Doing what?
Playing the harmonica?
My grandfather played before I did. He's the one that got me into it.
Yeah?
I was little.
I fancied myself a harmonica player once, but...
I had anger management issues because I went to school in Cincinnati, the big bad city, and my grandparents lived in beautiful Kentucky on the hills of Kentucky Ridge. And my grandfather heard I'd spent summers down there and winters in the city, with a switchblade in my pocket at all times. It was a rough town, but he heard I was getting into a lot of fights, and he gave me a harmonica. He said, now, when you play this, make sure you're in the corn shed. Make sure nobody can hear you, especially me. And play it as loud as you can and make you feel better. And it did, and I found my outlet.
Cool.
It's just like art.
Cool.
Or any outlet that you can find. I've been passive and nice ever since. Haven't been in a fight since then.
How does playing the harmonica to cool your ass down, how does that compare to maybe smoking a big fat joint?
Well, it all works together, hand in hand. I'm glad you asked. It all works together. It tends to keep my feet on the ground.
Yeah, cool.
I was a big fan of the Chipmunks as a kid, and that Christmas album they had, he always had the harmonica thing, right? I know the earlier movies and a lot of the songs and stories they had about the Chipmunks, but that's where I got my harmonica inspiration from. I don't know why, but I was like, oh man, I want to be like Alvin and play a harmonica.
You play?
When I was a kid, like I said, I aspired to be a harmonica player, so I did mess around with it for a handful of years. But
like I say, it was mainly an outlet, and it still is today.
Sure.
If I don't play music or do artwork, I just turned into a mean old man. Yeah. As long as I'm playing the music or doing the artwork or both, kind and gentle and 18 years old.
So how long were you living in Cincinnati, Ohio for?
I was born there. Right. And I didn't move away till I was 20, I guess, 21.
Okay. Well, so really grew up there, 100%.
Pretty much.
Well,
the summers were in Kentucky.
I guess we're always growing up, right? But up until that age, for sure.
We lived in Kentucky until the government made it unprofitable to be a farmer. And so we had to move to the city. My father went into factory work. Briggs and Stratton. They made toilets.
Stratton, yeah.
And
now, a lot more motors and shit now.
Yeah. They made good toilets too.
With a motor?
No motors. But good porcelain. Porcelain didn't wear off.
I wonder how that commercial went. Briggs and Stratton, sit your ass on a Briggs and Stratton.
I don't remember that.
No gasoline. Boom.
I don't remember that one.
No, I know there's no fucking such thing. Some shit on my one. As we go along, you're gonna find out that a lot of shit to come out of my mouth, no fucking bearings at all.
Well, people tell me that's true with me a lot of times too. A lot depends on what I'm smoking or drinking or.
So let's talk about when we first met and a little bit about
Persimmon Hollow,
Georgia Avenue. You say Persimmon Hollow, but I'm thinking that
it was at the Wonder Bar.
I think the very first time I saw you, you were at the Wonder Bar, and we walked in. There was a band, maybe 3 pieces.
Joe Coon's band, yeah.
Maybe 3 pieces, and you were on that harmonica, man, and you were killing it. And
I remember that night when you guys walked in.
Yeah, we enjoyed the hell out of that. But since then, it's been mostly Georgia Avenue, mostly Persimmon Hollow or Da Vinci's.
Yeah. Well, I've had a couple of bands since then, actually, that are over with now. It was Mad Willie and those guys.
That was the name of the band?
Yeah. And then that band broke up, and we started Mad Willie and the Guys. And after that one broke up, it was Mad Willie and something else.
Just
But I
Mad
don't
Willie.
do that anymore. I
Just
sit in with
Mad
other.
Willie all by himself.
I sit in with other bands.
Yeah, cool.
I think I first met you. I had heard a lot about you. Obviously, seen a lot of your work around Cafe Da Vinci and places like that. And then I met you through a friend of mine, Pat, and she introduced us. And
One of the nicest people I know.
it wasn't until like a week or so later I was like, oh, wait a minute, that Willie and the other Willie, like, oh, it's the same Willie. And I was like, okay, like it finally all came together for me.
Yeah.
Pat's a
Well, Mad
sweetheart.
Willie was a stage name too. Just so that I wouldn't have people calling me and saying you're terrible. I'm going to come and beat you up. That's why we have outlaw or stage names, I think, so that
Did people think
they
you were doing
can't
terrible
find
things?
No, or even if this calling you, they would call and say, I want you to give lessons to my son. And I said, well, I could repeat my grandfather's only lesson I ever had, and that's to go in the shed where nobody can hear you, especially him, and blow your lungs out. And it worked for me.
So you totally learned how to play harmonica all on your own. You just kind of
Pretty much.
all by.
I would listen to the old masters, and then I would emulate the riffs,
Who are they?
John Mayall, Paul Butterfield. There was also James Cotton, of course, and Big Walter Horton, and a host of the original great black blues players that started it all. There was Sonny Boy Williamson 1 and Sonny Boy Williamson 2. Sonny Boy Williamson 1, most people don't know about, because he was just a really nice guy. He loved to play. He would take the profits that he would make playing the blues and give it to his fans. He would just give it to the people that needed the money. Just give them all their money. And then most of them would hop a freight train, hobo type days. But he ended up being terribly, brutally murdered in an alley over pocket change. And the next Sonny Boy Williamson packed a piece and didn't take no crap from nobody.
Where are they from?
And that's when the blues took that hard edge
Yeah,
turn.
yeah.
Not quite so nice anymore, but so ragged you had to love it. It was just great music.
Sweet.
Wow. Were they from Ohio as well? Were they local musicians that blew up? Or?
No, those
I don't know these guys.
When I
I'm
grew
sorry.
up, all of my people were bluegrass and country people. And I was the first one to break away from that and into the blues. And that was, most of these people were from Chicago. I did live in Chicago for a while. Charlie Musselwhite, I met him on several occasions. And I just always listened to the masters. I would listen to their riffs, and then I would turn the record off and try to emulate that riff. When I got it down, I would listen to the next riff.
Why is it that, like most of all the documentaries that I see about blues players, why do they always migrate to Chicago?
Well, Chicago was up. That's where Sonny Boy Williamson 1, got his fatal lesson. He's used to the rural country, and back in the start, it was all Louisiana and southern towns, Mississippi, where the juke joints were. And then the migration took them to the city of Chicago. Mm-hmm. They weren't used to ruthless, brutal people. They were nice people. It took them a while to learn their lessons, to start carrying a gun. Mm-hmm. Because in Chicago, back in those days, if you did music, you had to carry a piece. You had to be packing. Yeah. Just to keep yourself out of trouble.
So we talked a little bit, I think last week we talked a little bit about the kind of the history of Da Vinci's. And we were trying to remember how that popular courtyard area, what it was like years prior. And
they had no liquor license. It was a beer joint. The courtyard floor was dirt. The Crow's Nest, the big white building back behind there, It's where a lot of my friends, artisan type people, would hang out and make music or paint. Or it was a very artsy community of local people.
Let me break in for a second. You're saying the crow's nest. Are you talking about the little building that the pool table is under?
There's a big building down that alley. You know where the big high fence is they built in the back?
Yeah.
It's through that fence, and there's a double-decker white building.
Where the hot dog place is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Graybeard's place.
You call that?
It was the crow's nest up on the top, the very top. And there's a bunch of apartments up there. And most of the people up there were artists. And what a hangout. What a great place to cultivate talent.
And about what year were we talking? What year?
I'm not good with numbers. I'm good with the number of years. I've been in DeLand now for almost 30 years, about 26 years. And I'm not sure when he got his liquor license. Dan Reed, actually, my friend Dan, who runs that place, I don't think he was even here before me. Shortly after I got here, I think Dan was on the scene. That's when they got their liquor license, when they put down the brick flooring outside and started doing renovations. And the place I always booked the place as the hottest music joint south of Nashville. It's right here in DeLand, and still is, with the music that Da Vinci's brings in, especially. It cooks.
We talk about it all the time, man. It's hard to find a spot.
It's a hub.
In any
it's
city.
A music hub.
It's hard to find a spot in any city that brings the kind of band and the kind of people to that location. And
diversity,
diversity. And for the most part, the bands are free to us.
Yeah.
We go there and listen to the bands and hang out, and man, I mean, it's just such a crazy, nice place.
It's a beautiful perk to have in our city.
Yeah.
And to watch all the changes. I'm so proud to be Da Vinci's artist, actually. I think they've got 50 or 60 portraits now on the wall that I've done, and we're going to have plans to fill up a few more walls going forward. They're actually doing a lottery now. They're going to start that again real soon. You just go in there, have yourself a drink, tell the waiter or waitress or attendee that you need a card for the lottery, portrait lottery. They'll bring you a card. You put your name and phone number on it. They'll put it in a drum, and he's going to start pulling maybe 2-3 names a week. He gives it to me. Once you're selected, you'll be hearing from me, and we'll set an appointment to meet at the club for a photo shoot. And it only takes 1 or 2 minutes. I do a video, and from that video, I can get maybe 600 still frames and find the perfect pose. It's always worked every time. I tell everybody to pick a sign. Da Vinci's has all the signs everywhere. Yeah. Everybody's got a favorite sign or a spot where they like to hang out. So I give them a heads up. Pick a sign that you want behind you, just for club identification. So all of those pictures that Da Vinci has, Da Vinci identification behind the subject, and it's one of their signs. I don't know anybody else that's doing a project like this, but we are starting it up again. I encourage everybody to go in there, ask them for a card, put it in the hopper, and let me meet with you and do your portrait. I have this motto that I started when I first started doing this, and this was Dan's original idea to do this, all these portraits of his customers. But the motto that I chose to use was, we're all famous here. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a deaf mute. I don't care if you're a recluse. I don't care if you're a mayor or a city official. We're all like snowflakes. As human beings, we're all very different and unique. And we are all famous. And we all deserve to be on a wall in a club like Da Vinci's.
Sweet. When did that actually start? The paintings on the wall? And
maybe 5 years ago.
And the first was the first painting. Was that the one of Dan?
Dan would call me, and we would lose a friend. Somebody would pass away, and half the time he's such a sweet guy, a great guy. Half the time he'd be near tears and ask me if I could paint him. And that's kind of how it started. And then we came up with the idea to just start doing patrons in the club. And he would choose them. And then it turned into an all-out lottery. So we have a drum where the cards go now, and whenever I go in there to visit him, it's usually on a Thursday, he'll turn the drum, and one or two or three cards will fall out, and he'll just give it to me, and I'll run away with it and do my thing. And it's worked out very well. But I don't know of any other club, at least in the United States, that is doing this. So it's noteworthy. And it's a big plug, I think, for our town of DeLand.
Absolutely.
Which we all love. I mean, the minute I stepped foot in DeLand, I felt like this was home. I've never felt more at home than in DeLand. As a matter of fact, I wrote a song when I had a band. It was My DeLand. And it's on a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I have like 3 YouTube channels, but Willie Loveless or Mad Willie. I think the main station is Willie Loveless.
Maybe I'll drop some links in the description.
It's called My DeLand. Yeah. No matter where I go, there's only just one place that I can call my home. No matter where I go, it'll always be DeLand. So it's a cool song. Wow. It's a cool blues song, and it's out there.
Cool. We gotta check that shit out, Joe.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's amazing, man.
Well, I've done about 12 original songs.
We both sitting here and all, man. We just like let you just go. This shit has never went like this before, man. You just like going and going.
Well, I wanted to lay the business down before we started tripping out on.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's cool. How's your appendix?
You ever listen to Thin Man? Thin Man Watts? He's a famous DeLand
I knew
person.
Thin Man. I used to hear his music.
He's got 1 or 2 albums out there that you can find, but
yeah,
and he's on like the streaming services.
He's amazing, an amazing artist. I worked on his house one time when I was doing landscaping. It was a house he used to have. It was after he had passed away. But I remember from the house where I was staying, I could hear his music. He would practice out on the porch, and it would just float through the air all through DeLand. And it was like having a private concert at home when he was doing his practice with his sax.
I was fortunate enough back in the day, I guess when I first moved to DeLand, probably in the 90s or maybe early 2000s or something. I was invited to this party in Sanford on the lakefront, and they were saying, what was his name? Thin Man Watts.
Thin Man Noble.
Noble.
Yeah.
Noble Thin
Man. And I was
Watts.
like, man, I don't know who that is. You know, I'm just getting here. I don't know who that is.
He was amazing.
And I get there, man, and this thing was huge. It was like King Snake Productions or something.
King Snake, I think, yeah.
Yeah. They had this huge party for him, and there was so many people, and everybody was, and he played a little bit, but he mostly was just partying, and I was just like bumping around with people that I had no idea who they were.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I think I got invited by somebody.
Most blues people are fairly humble.
Yeah. And
present company excluded.
It was humbling.
Where is his house at in DeLand? Where is his house at?
It's on Howry.
Was it on Howry?
Howry, yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I did some work on that.
No, it's been several years since I did that landscape work.
I'm not far from Howry.
I did some work on, it's further this way.
Like near the amphitheater? How far is it from the
It was a cool house.
No, it's go down Howry, all the way down to...
Howry ends at, just after Stone.
Before it ends, it's like 2 or 3 blocks before it ends on the left. There's a house on the corner. And
he had a separate building that he used for a studio out there.
I want to say, I don't know if it was Marydale.
Okay.
Corner of Marydale.
Sounds familiar.
Anyway, he's got this awesome song called Red Beans and Rice. It's totally sweet.
Yeah.
And I love red beans.
Red beans and rice.
Sing it.
Ain't got no words, man. It's like a rocky jazz song.
Oh, yeah.
Put a lot of rock into his stuff. Like he had a lot of
jazzy.
Well, yeah, it was pure jazz, but it had a crunch to it though. Like he was he was.
The age-old question: what came first, jazz or blues?
Oh, blues.
Blues, of course. Yeah.
Really?
You'd be surprised how many people would say jazz.
Also, those are two things that are uniquely from one country that only has like 3 other things that it can take claim to. And that's us, America. But blues, jazz, I think comic books, and stand-up comedy.
Now, back in the days of the Great Depression and all that, the big band era. They couldn't afford 12 musicians. You couldn't make a living touring with an orchestra. So they broke it down to what they called the Timpani Five. And the Timpani Five was one of the very first early blues orchestra type bands, mostly a lot of brass. Louis Jordan, who was the king of New Orleans at one time, he owned New Orleans practically. And Louis Jordan, everybody needs to look him up because he wrote the first rap songs. He and this was back in the 40s, Red Beans and Rice. He wrote that. He wrote so many talking songs like Saturday Night Fish Fry song about traveling from house to house in New Orleans, going to a party. If you're a cook, a waiter, or a good musician, you never had to pay the door admission.
Sounds like my kind of place.
And they welcomed you with open arms. And these parties went on every Saturday night down the streets of New Orleans. And that was Louis Jordan's happy grounds back then. But he actually did several rap type songs back then. I think he originated rap music.
Wow.
But everybody should look him up. He's noteworthy.
What was that name again?
Louis Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Yeah, James Brown is rolling over in his fucking grave right now because James Brown thought he was like the original rapper.
Yeah, well, he
tried to claim it. Yeah,
he was hanging on Louis Jordan's pants leg. I mean,
yeah,
we're talking the 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's the one that saved the big band musicians and started forming Timpani Five groups. So it was like a 5-man band. They just called it, it was Louis Jordan and his Timpani Five. But that's where it, in my mind, that's where a lot of this blues began, other than the original blues. Of course, it was a southern thing in Mississippi and the southern towns before it migrated on to Chicago. That's where they discovered electricity. And New Orleans, it was far out. I just wish I could go back to the 40s and just travel those streets on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Sweet.
That would be something, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Until the big black Mariah comes, and that's a part of the song. And they come and start slapping everybody around and throw them into the...
Who are they?
Throw them into the paddy wagon. Well, they used to call the paddy wagon the big black Mariah.
Oh, okay.
And they would come and just arrest everybody, take them down to jail.
For what reason?
Having a party.
Wow.
After hours or noise ordinance or whatever.
Mississippi.
Yeah, we're getting back to that.
But it's all in that song, Saturday Night Fish Fry.
Saturday
Amazing
Night Fish
History.
Fry. We got to look that up, man.
Yeah, it'll be one I'll have to check out.
If you're ever down at New Orleans, you can understand just what I mean. It's a wonderful song.
Yes, sir.
I totally recommend that song for any music enthusiast.
All right, Willie. So Cincinnati, not to go back to the beginning, but we had some dinner tonight.
Skyline chili.
Essentially, yeah, it didn't come from... I mean, Skyline didn't show up here, but...
Tasted just like it.
I did watch their training video last night.
Lambrandini Brothers could be at your door. But
which ones are those? Are the Skyline guys?
They wouldn't release that recipe for nothing. And like you said, there's a zillion different recipes out there for Skyline chili, but only a few are accurate. And you found it.
Wow.
I mean,
you nailed it.
Can I get my shout out to the chili?
You can jump into a shout out if you want.
Yeah. I want to, well, I guess what we do is try to have a little dinner for all the different guests that we have here on the podcast. And we asked Willie what it was that he wanted to eat for that dinner. Yeah. He was like, Skyline chili. And I was like, what the fuck is that? But Trevor did a little research. Went to a few places, pulled up a few things, and slapped
Could
some
write a
stuff
short story
together.
on it. There's a lot of stuff out there about it. It's weird, guys.
I came in, I saw water boiling, and next thing I know, it was chili on the damn plate, and it was real good.
I was just
different.
I was just having a conversation earlier. I used to buy cheese conies down at the chili parlor down below the bowling alley where I worked, and when I walked home, they wanted $1 for 10 cheese conies, and I would just munch on those all the way home.
10 cents a piece.
10 cents a piece for a
All beef?
beautiful chili dog. It was only like,
All beef?
6
You know?
inches.
Who cares?
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably back then, because that was before. That was before stuff got
Just-
crazy.
Was the bun included?
It was
The
a
bun,
drink.
the
And
hot
then-
dog, the chili,
That was probably
the
local.
cheese?
And I was only getting paid 10 cents a game to set pins at a bowling alley, and I would usually make $9. But you know what? After eating 10 cheese conies, I still had $8. I was a party man.
We were talking about it on the first episode, I think. But back then, that was when if you were walking around or driving around and you saw cows on the side of the road, you were probably eating those cows later at your local grocer.
Yeah, of course. But
That
I
was
mean,
before stuff got crazy.
Yeah.
So he probably was eating good dogs, too.
so what happened?
Especially at that price. A lot of stuff
So
happened.
what happened?
I don't know if we got
Was
time
it-
for that.
Was it government?
Mostly
jumped
Monsanto's a big part of it.
I don't know who that is.
In Cincinnati, we had Procter and Gamble, and
Sure, yeah, they're bad ones.
that's
too.
where they rendered the animals, and it was so smelly and so putrid smelling and it was right next to the Cincinnati Zoo. You couldn't even hardly go to the zoo without smelling melted animals. But they made soap out of animals there at Procter and Gamble, and I stayed away from that area at all costs. I would get sick every time I went through there.
Soap smells so good now.
So they swept up them cows before they could hit the streets.
It became a business instead of like, what's the word I would use? It was just a thing back then, like everybody had to eat and like it was a local industry and
They treated the cows nice.
So-and-so.
They fed them, nice grass-fed and grain-fed cows, and
yeah, people weren't trying to
they
open up
talked to
multiple
'em.
stores in
They were
different
like
towns.
pets until they slaughtered them. But there was always
awful.
that trip to the slaughterhouse too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, corporations took over, the bad part about capitalism or whatever.
Yep. Well, anyway, I just wanted to thank you for the dinner, man.
It was awesome.
It was good. I ate the shit.
No,
out of
okay,
mine.
yeah,
Trevor,
glad we could
you're
get
a great
there.
cook.
Yeah. Don't put chocolate in your Cincinnati chili, guys.
Never.
It's a
Never.
lie.
Yeah.
We found that out.
They will send
Not that I did it, but
people to your door.
probably now.
From Cincinnati.
We're not selling it, guys. We're not selling it yet.
Yeah. It's good. It kind of reminds me of there was a time I went to Tennessee, and I went with this friend of mine, and there was this place. It was a pool hall, and they kept talking about pool room hot dogs, and so when we get there, we pull in, park in front of the pool hall, and go inside, and they made these freaking hot dogs, and the chili was similar in texture to that. It was mainly meat and sauce with meat, and then they would make you a hot dog, pour a little chili on top,
Grecian
put some cheese
formula.
on top of that, and it was only at that time it was $2 or $3 a piece. Man, they were so fucking good. They were amazing.
Everything was only $2-3.
Yeah, and the chili made that whole thing. The chili made it.
Tonight?
Not that.
What are you
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about the hot dog back then.
Yeah, sure. It always
The
makes
chili.
a hot dog.
Yeah, the chili made it. I don't know what brand the hot dog was. It didn't really matter.
Skyline always used the skinny dogs, like the Nathan's dogs, only like half the size of a Nathan's dog. Just little guys. That's why they could sell them for 10 cents, I guess.
They can't sell them for 10 cents now.
Yeah, they're
They're probably
more than 10
$10
cents.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple bucks anyway.
Yeah, hot dogs ain't cheap.
I remember when I was doing that, and I was going home from work. It was late at night, always, and dark, and I had to fend off warring gangs back then. It was just 60s.
In Ohio?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And see, I lived in a town called Carthage, and I worked in a neighboring town called Elmwood. Elmwood was pretty rough. And we had a pool hall halfway home. As I was walking home, there would be fights spilling out on the street just about every time I went past that pool hall. I remember one time a gunfight spilled out on the street. And those were the days, man. In a big city like Cincinnati, a big melting, boiling pot like Cincinnati, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was very rough. I as a young teenager, I never once walked out of my house without at least carrying a switchblade in my back pocket, like just for defense, because you had to. Everybody carried.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of
S.E. Hinton made me think I
It was
needed
rough
to carry,
days.
but
I practiced Golden Gloves in Cincinnati one summer when I was a kid. I was too young to fight in the gardens, but I wanted to defend myself, and I practiced there at the boxing club until I was old enough to fight in the garden, and then I quit. But I did learn how to defend myself somewhat. I still carried a knife, but never had to use it. Never did have to use it. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I was like, oh man, I wish I knew how to defend myself.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I've never
surrounded
needed
by
to
a
use this.
gang, a teenage gang, our age, and I was with a friend, and they circled around us. I thought they were going to beat us up pretty good. And the leader of the game, Jerry, I remember he didn't have any front teeth, and it was the first time I ever heard the expression, "I don't give a fuck," and it came out of his mouth quite regularly. And he was intimidating. He said, "Well, you guys, you get on out of here and don't come through our town again." Well, next week I was working there at the bowling alley, and old Jerry comes up and applies for a job, and he's looking at me out of the side of his eye, like begging me not to say anything, and I didn't. And I created a very strong ally with Jerry. He was always on my side and always had my back after that. And I'm fortunate enough to have had that kind of a meaningful relationship with most people that at first wanted to kick my ass. but it became a strong ally.
It's amazing.
sweet.
Your personality is one of the best weapons you could ever carry.
Sure.
But it pays to have a second plan B.
That should be your plan B. First plan A should be to fucking fight. We got into a lot of fights in the property where I grew up. We got into a ton of fights.
Well, that probably was plan A back then.
Yeah, but they weren't fights. They were like, everybody had disagreements and we fought, and then the next day we'd be right back friends again. It wasn't like gangs to where you want to kill somebody. It's just get into a fight.
Okay, it's like sibling shit.
You lose or you win. And
lose your teeth like Jerry.
yeah, and then you go to school the next day and everybody's back friends again. It's no big deal. Yeah. And you never had to fight?
Never been in a situation where I needed to throw a punch.
Wow.
I've had to fight a few times, but it was never anything more than a bloody nose and then just about every time, me and the guy that I'm fighting with turn out to be best friends.
Yep. That's the way it was back then.
It's how we got to know each other, I guess.
It's not the first time I've heard that story for sure.
Yeah.
Today's fighter, these kids today, when they fight, they feel like they've been disrespected in some sort or some level, and the only recourse is to kill the motherfucker that stepped on their tennis shoe.
We never carried guns back then.
Yeah, but
we were never looking to kill anybody.
No. It was just
nowadays,
it was just a fight back then, but today is different. It's so different now. I mean, the stuff that we fought over back then, they would kill you now.
Well, we were raised right.
Yeah.
I don't think
what do you
too many
mean?
people are raised right anymore.
Is this like a thing going on that's not talked about much, or are you referring to like the particular rough areas where crime is high?
I'm talking about any club you go in and you step on somebody's shoe accidentally, you need to be like apologizing immediately because
You have to
that is
humble
so-
yourself
Shit
if
might
you
go
don't want
down.
to fight.
that could turn into you dying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you
You
go
think that
into
could happen in Sanford?
It still happens today.
I don't know if it
I mean,
could
I know a
happen-
lot of crazy shit happens
I don't
in
know if it
Sanford,
could
but-
happen in Sanford in some of the places where you might be in Sanford, but there are some places you go to. I'm not naming names. I'm not naming
No, yeah, and I'm
particular
sorry. I'm
places.
just trying to.
But trust when I say there are places where you go to today, and you look at somebody wrong. If they feel like you, what they call mean mugging them, if you look at them wrong, you could be
Yeah.
in for a huge confrontation.
It's funny you say that because now you just reminded me of this story. I was, this is probably maybe 5-6 years ago now. I don't know. But I went down to El Taco Amigo down by T's Automotive on New York.
Good place.
Yeah, I love their tacos. But I made an order one day and I was just kind of hanging out, pacing in the front of the building, waiting for my to-go order. And there happened to be this van parked in that nearest spot by the front door. And, you know, I would pace around and like stand near the van and just wait. And like 5 minutes after doing this dude comes storming out of the building and like gets in my face and he's like, "What are you doing?" Like, and he's got like sour cream and shit, like he's still chewing a taco. I'm like, "Oh my God, what's happening here?" But he was like yelling at me. He was like, "Why do you keep staring at my van? You trying to rob me? Like, what's going on?" I was like, "Whoa, hey, dude, like, I mean, it's a go order.
Your
van's right here." Like, he's
down,
like,
brother.
he was like, "No, I see you looking and staring inside it at it." And I was like, "What?" Like, and then I turned and I actually looked at it and there was like a bunch of kids' toys in there and a bunch of trash. Like, I was like, "There's not even anything in there actually." Like, so what the fuck? Like, but it was just
Every movement
Actually,
is critical at that
maybe
point.
the last time I had a confrontation like that in that area.
I was
of
leaving a
downtown
party
DeLand.
one night, and as I was going out the door, there was this terribly angry gentleman coming in. It was a party, I guess, but he was upset with his girlfriend or somebody. He was looking for a fight. And I was the next person that he saw, and I opened the door, and I gave him a big smile. And I said, "How you doing?" And it was really nice to him, and I walked out, and the next person he encountered when he walked into that house, he cold cocked him. He knocked him on the ground. But he didn't touch me, and it's only because I was raised right. You were raised right. We know how to use courtesy. We know how to not insult people when they're like that.
Yeah.
So many people don't understand that.
Yeah.
I can tell when somebody's about to lose it.
And that's all it would take is because you never know what a person is going through or what they've just been through before you
Yeah.
confront them or they confront you. You don't know what the hell they've been going through that day or
It's going to show a little
that week or
compassion.
how long the shit's been going on. But man, I tell you, it just would take two people with short fuses. It could be a freaking disaster.
Now look what's happened here at our bar. I don't want to say their name, but
Yeah,
done
exactly.
by Amelia.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I was going.
It's the gunplay.
I just kind of where I was going. I mean, simple stuff that happen every day, and it doesn't really mean anything. Nobody's trying to hurt anybody, but if it's that one person,
People are too
bad
proud to
attitude
say,
at a
"I'm sorry.
bad time, man, it's just
Excuse me. I'm sorry."
Why do those things happen that you guys think? Like, why? Like, it's not the area. It's not the particular place on Amelia because it's
People,
maybe
alcohol
people have
has a
forgotten.
lot to do with that.
It happened on Georgia Avenue less than 6 years ago.
yeah. I mean, I
There
don't
was
know.
an
Maybe it's a combination of things. It's maybe they're pissed off at their whatever they got going on at home. Maybe they had a little bit too much to drink. Maybe they got somebody gave them some weird drug or something to take and kind of fuck them up, send them sideways or whatever. I don't know. But
A little touch of compassion and empathy goes a long way.
absolutely. And that's all I know. I mean, that's all I know when I'm out in town. I don't have to know you personally, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to just like be mean to you for no reason.
Right.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to try to laugh.
Well, if you're drunk enough and you're mad enough at your girlfriend or your wife or your friend,
Yeah.
so-called friend, you're liable to swing
Man,
at the
we
first
actually
guy.
saw the other night, these guys were freaking roommates. And I don't know what was going on between them, but they brought it out. And they kind of met up outside of Da Vinci's, right around where that egg is. And man, they started going at each other. And then I was like, man, what the hell's going on? And then somebody go, man, I don't know what's going on with them. They're roommates. They live together. And they
didn't know how to yield.
Yeah, they were about to go into blows. And man, I imagine a situation like that. It's either maybe one guy drank too much of the orange juice.
You're too drunk to put yourself in the other guy's shoes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never had the urge. I've never had the urge. I don't like. I'm trying to understand the part of the brain that drives someone to say, "Hey, this is a good idea. Let's punch this guy in the face." Like, I've certainly had issues with controlling emotions and losing control in certain ways, but never towards another living thing. Right?
I've had people act like that to me just because I appear on stage sometimes, and they just don't like you if they think you're anybody, or they think you're a musician, or they predetermine that you're a snob or something. Huh?
They just like flick you off and stuff, or like yell at you and be mean when you get up on stage. Or
I got a friend that was clocked walking out of a bar. I almost killed him. They had to open up his skull for a couple of weeks
just because he played a show and someone didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they attacked him from behind.
I mean, I've been to shows before, and one in particular where we were mean to one of the bands on stage, me and another large part of the crowd, and so like, but we weren't throwing things. Like that's a little far, but so it just reminded me of that. And actually, I want to give a quick shout out to that. I apologize to Lincoln Park for doing that to you guys. Still don't like your music. Man. Still don't like your music too much. But
it's too late, man.
No, Chester, rest in peace, was really cool about it. He called us out and was like, I get it, because Metallica was coming on next.
One thing you don't want to do with an angry man is tell him a joke. That never works out well.
Yeah.
They don't have any laughter in them.
Yeah.
But if you show compassion and put yourself in their shoes, and you do use the feel felt found method that I learned in sales. I know how you feel. I know other people who have felt the same way. And what I've found, and that calms just about everybody down when you use the feel felt found intro. It's compassion.
Sweet.
But most people get fired up and angry.
Sure.
It's not hard for an angry person to make other people angry.
It's hard to tell where a person is or what they're on. That seems to be the thing.
There's a whole lot more chemical
stuff. There's so much stuff
going
on now. I mean, you don't know what they're on. I mean, for instance, if you walk into a crowd of people and everybody just smoking weed, you have no motherfucking problem. Only problem you're going to have is don't lay your goddamn double cheeseburger down, because the next motherfucker's going to grab it and eat shit out of it. And then it's going to be an argument. But the punches are going to be thrown so goddamn slow, they'll be fucking televised. You'd be like ducking and shit before.
Are you saying you're going to punch someone if they take your double cheeseburger?
No, I'm saying if I was smoking weed and I had fucking munchies and somebody took my double cheeseburger, I might.
Oh, okay.
But now... Then if you got somebody that's on some of this other shit that I know nothing about, they got these drugs out here. I guess these fucking, we talked about this before, Molly's and...
That doesn't make people violent. That doesn't make people violent.
I don't know what it does.
PCP.
I don't know what it does.
PCP is... PCP, yes, but Molly and stuff, that doesn't make people violent.
Meth can make a man angry. Yes, I know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can meth them up.
I don't know. I do know that from my past experience, if you're smoking weed, you're probably not going to be any harm to
you just need
else.
to find a place to take a nap.
Yeah, you're not going to want to hurt somebody. You're not going to want to engage into a fight
or run stop
signs.
You're
not going to run stop signs. You're going to get your speeding ticket while the police walk right.
You're going to forget to go on the green. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, there you go. Like that. What was that commercial? What was that? That movie was that? Who was
Which
that?
One? There's a lot of movies.
Cheech and Chong. Yeah.
Which Cheech and Chong movie?
Cheech and Chong was
Nice dreams.
I think the police was writing him a ticket, but he was walking beside the car.
Yeah.
It was a ticket for not going fast enough.
I wonder if they have a new movie coming out. I don't know if it's come out yet, but I really wanted to actually go see it because it looked like it's a really good original idea. So I thought it'd be cool to see it on the big screen. What it is it's part documentary, part fiction, but it's Cheech goes and picks up Chong, and they're going on a road trip to see some movie that someone decided to make about him.
Yeah.
So it's just them on the road going to see this movie.
Are they alive still?
Yeah. And then on their way to the movie,
Really?
through those bits, there's just a bunch of documentary clips and history pieces and things like that, and clips of their old stand-ups and things. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't really grow up with Cheech and Chong. I obviously watched a lot of their stuff in the 90s, but and some of it was fun, but
He's not here, man.
I wasn't really into weed comedy when I was a kid either, so
Yeah.
although some of it was
Half
funny.
Baked?
But I did like Half Baked because it was zany enough, and it had that Dave Chappelle touch.
Nice Dreams was my favorite one. With the ice cream truck that was made out of
Weed.
cannabis.
Yeah. Was smoking the whole time.
Yeah, and it caught fire on the highway.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine that showed me one called Things Are Rough All Over. It wasn't pitched as a Cheech and Chong movie, but it was still those two guys. And they weren't playing Cheech and Chong, they were just two other guys. But it was basically a Cheech and Chong movie. And all it was like they ended up renting a car from some place that had a bunch of mafia money under the seats. And they were on a road trip, and the mafia was trying to chase them down, and hijinks ensued. But so it might as well have been a Cheech and Chong movie.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Willie, so you brought some art for us. So how much you working on that lately? I know you said you got a big project coming up.
I try to do 2 or 3 a week, 2 or 3 pieces.
And do you do a lot of? Is it mostly portraits and stuff? Do you only have
I'm a
work
portrait
at Da
artist.
Vinci's?
They're all portraits.
Have you done work at other places?
This month I've done. I have sold some pieces. I don't try to. You can't be an artist and do it thinking you're going to sell it.
Of course not.
That doesn't work. You lose your heart.
If you want to be an artist,
and it shows.
If you want to be an artist, you have to embrace poverty.
Yeah, it has to become your baby. I don't care if I own it forever or if I leave it for my son. When I'm gone, it's worth a lot to me.
Did this only start when you got to DeLand, or?
Huh?
Did this start when you got to DeLand? In terms of like the...
It started when Da Vinci started to grow, and they got their liquor license. And they put down the bricks. That was a kind of a turning point for me when that.
I guess I was looking more towards like when you first started painting and what inspired.
Oh,
and what
gosh,
inspired
I've
your
always been
particular
an
style.
artist.
Has it always been that particular style,
Well,
or is that for Da Vinci's exclusively? I guess that's what
I guess I've always been a portrait artist. Yeah, come to think of it, I never really thought about it before.
Mm-hmm.
I've done landscapes, and they're pretty good. I've done seascapes, and they're pretty, and everything. But I just love I love humans, and like I said, we're all famous, and we all deserve to have a portrait painted by an artist, like back in the old days.
Can you think you can whip up like a portrait of somebody getting their fucking face bashed in?
Get what?
Why would he do
Face
that?
bashed in.
He's not making a Tarantino portrait.
I think I've done that.
Have you?
I have.
By
I painted Sonny Liston and Cassius Clay's fight, and there was some face bashing
still got
going
that?
on there. I go back that far.
Are you still have it? Or you?
Oh, no.
Oh wow.
No. I have
Do you have a favorite piece you'd like to share?
some
with us
pieces
off the
from
top of your
way
head?
back, but not many.
I have one of your pieces.
Do you own your favorite piece, or is your favorite piece long gone?
No.
I got it.
My favorite piece is probably long gone.
I got it.
There's no favorite piece. It's just, they're
I got
all
his
my
favorite
babies.
piece.
Sure,
they're
I get it,
all
I
my
get it.
children. And
I bought his favorite piece years ago.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
you did.
Go
I
on.
did.
It was a good piece. That was Blues Brothers. No, it was
John Lee Hooker.
John Lee Hooker.
Oh, you got one of the Blues Brothers? I love the Blues Brothers.
I sold one. Somebody, I forget who it was, bought the Blues Brothers painting, or the Blues Brothers painting they had in there, the first one.
I got that Hooker one, man. I like Hooker.
I love John Lee Hooker. One of my favorite blues artists.
Also in the Blues Brothers.
Not not a lot of. I listen to.
We're all worthy of a portrait.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of
Trevor.
documentaries, the older blues guys, and not a whole lot there with Hooker, but just that
Well, that
sound
voice.
and his voice.
That voice.
But not a whole lot.
Boogie Woogie Man.
Not a whole lot lyrically to me. I mean, it's like he's singing about something probably that I don't understand, but there's not like a whole lot of depth in his.
He's got a lot of crunch. I didn't think about it just
I
now.
really
He's got a
like
lot
Bo
of crunch.
Diddley too.
Yeah.
From back in that era.
Yeah.
I actually met his daughters. I played on stage with them, I played after they did at the Sanborn Center in Sanford years ago. The Diddley Darlings were their name, Bo Diddley's girls. And they were wonderful. They you could feel Bo Diddley's influence in their music. And it was a concert we did anti-bullying in schools. And I thought I was going to get my butt kicked there at first because this song I wrote, it starts out, I don't like you because you're black. I don't like you because you're blue. I don't like you because of the color of your skin. I just like you because you're you.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I thought they were going to get up and kick my ass for it. Get that out.
Hang on.
There's more, and I had them all up on their feet at the end of the concert.
Oh man,
That's awesome.
I was hoping that it took a fucking turn somewhere there. Like,
The first line was, "I don't like you because you're black."
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
It made them
And
think.
I like you, Willie. God damn.
I like it because you're you.
Yeah, I know. But
I never see
say.
color like that.
Yeah. That's Pat
Never
over
did.
there. Pat, you okay, Pat?
Yeah.
I don't like you because you're Egyptian. I don't like you because you're Hindu. I don't like you because you're a Chinese man. I just like you because you're you.
You wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Willie, you the man.
So, Vic, what about your? We didn't get to introduce your shout out segment. I don't think we got there yet.
No, man.
Shout it out.
It happens. It happens. It's organic. It doesn't. I don't plan it. It just comes, you know. And right now, I got nothing. I got no shout out right now.
That's all right, man. No
All
pressure.
right, here's my shout out.
Okay.
Thank you, Willie.
I'd like to give a shout out to.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my uncle.
Okay.
His
I
name
knew
is-
that would.
My uncle. He was a harmonica player.
Really?
And, yeah, absolutely. And we would be out on the square. We called the square the corner in Apopka. And
What was his name?
his name was Rufus Gilmore. And he was my mom's brother. And he would carry that harmonica around with him all the time. And he'd just start playing and guys would start patting their foot. And then some will start doing the, what do you call that thing when you, what do you call that thing when you're slapping your leg? When you're doing this shit?
Running the beat.
Oh, what is that called, Willie?
With what?
When you're slapping.
Slapping.
Slapping?
Slap bass.
Yeah, people be standing around. They be doing all
Was
that
he
shit.
any relation to J.W. Gilmore? He's a friend of mine.
No. I don't think so. I don't
He's
know.
still a happening bluesman.
No, he's gone, man. He passed away.
I thought maybe J.W. was a distant
I don't know.
cousin or something.
I don't know. I have to do a little research, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
But what about your uncle?
he was a cool harmonica player, man. He could, and I guess he would just like take anything that he hear because he had no lessons on.
Sure.
Did he use the wire?
No, he
Rack.
had it. I don't think he just played at it with his hand. He had one harmonica. He didn't have like all those. You got like.
He played the
18 fucking
guitar
harmonicas.
too, though, right?
He didn't play guitar. He just
Oh,
played the
okay.
harmonica, man. Yeah. But Rufus Gilmore, man, he's a good guy.
Shout out.
And he was also a barber. He also cut hair. He was a bad influence for me in my life. We used to go to Alabama, some part of Alabama called Bologee, Alabama. We go up there and come back with he had a 1973 Plymouth Fury. I think the trunk was about as big as this living room.
I think I had one of those.
I think his trunk was about big as this living room. And Pat, you could sit inside.
You get 5 bodies in that trunk
Yeah,
and go to the drive-in.
yeah. And we go up to Alabama and come back with a trunk full of moonshine, man. And the fucking car be in the air like this. The trunk be loaded down with fucking moonshine. And I was in high school at this particular time. And I would transfer my, he'd give me like some moonshine for me. And I would put it into little glass containers. And I'd take it to my locker in school and I'd sell my moonshine for $1 a shot.
Damn.
Wow.
Victor, you know that grandfather I told you about that gave me the harmonica? He was an original Kentucky moonshiner.
Moonshiner.
And
I know you. I know.
he indoctrinated me when I was 3 foot tall.
Yeah, I know.
Handed me a mason jar.
All you got to do is say Kentucky, and I know you had a little moonshine in you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. White Lightning.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, we used to bring moonshine back. That was my first suspension from school I got caught with all that fucking moonshine in my...
On a Popka?
In a Popka High School. I got caught with a locker full of fucking moonshine. And all my friends were, of course, drunk. And so it wasn't easy to find me because we were always together. And they just started one by one. I could hear them calling motherfucker's name over the intercom. Trevor, come to the office. Darnell, come to the office. Robert, come to the office. Ronnie, come to the office. Man, next thing I know, but I'm sitting
Victor,
there.
you better run.
Yeah, that's what I should have did. Because I'm listening, I'm like, damn, that sounds like all my fucking friends right there. And they finally called me last after he get the fucking whole story. I guess everybody squealed my ass out. And he called me and told me to meet him at my locker. So I went to my locker and I didn't want to open my locker, but he made me open my fucking locker and it was full of moonshine.
Did he take it?
Oh, yeah.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, he took it. He probably fucking drank it too.
I bet he did.
Yeah. And I got suspended for a couple of weeks.
Vacation.
Yeah. Whatever.
Did that retard your education at all?
No.
You had a fun couple of weeks, didn't you?
Yeah. No.
Brilliant use of the word.
No.
Huh?
Actually.
Brilliant use of the word.
Yeah. But no. Actually, what I had to do was, this was my mom's fucking punishment to me. So I had to go to the Orange Grove every day. Instead of everybody going to school, I'm going to the fucking Orange Grove. I had to walk past my classmates and shit to my grandmother's house to go pick damn oranges every morning while they made fun of me on my way to my grandmother's. And then I had to turn around and give my mom all the fucking money I made.
You mean they would rather go to school than pick oranges?
Imagine.
Are you saying you stole oranges and sold them?
No.
Sounds like an alternate universe.
That's something I did in the 90s. I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but I think I'm okay.
The kids would be jealous of me,
Stole
man.
them for what purpose?
To eat them, or occasionally we'd have silly fights with them and stuff. But that was
we did that. Yeah, we did that.
But most of the time, we'd load them up into 5-gallon buckets and sell them on the side of the road.
Yep.
You had a fucking business out of somebody else shit.
Yeah. No, but it was. I mean, it was
there.
There were so many orange groves in DeLand in the 90s. It was. I mean, even if you just went to the woods, we had so much woods around. Like it was, but yeah, we did. We weren't. Like I was saying before, my little group was kind of the last generation of the latchkey kids. We didn't have a lot of authority figures watching us, or they were off doing their jobs, or
I think we need orange trees on the streets to feed the homeless. I bet we could even get them to take care of the trees.
Maybe. I mean, I don't
teach them a trade.
I don't want to speak ill of them, but
they'll be fighting.
Some of them would be fine over it, but yeah, some of them are just assholes, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yep.
I don't know, man. When I was growing up, that was our means of all the school clothes that I got as a kid growing up from the time I was able to work. And I'm saying 8, 9, 10 years old. All the school clothes that I got, I bought because I went to the Orange Grove in Apopka. Well, back in the day here in Florida, I guess oranges was a huge, huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, you don't hardly ever see a fucking orange grove.
We had an orange juice factory in the 90s, Ardmore Farms.
Yeah, right here. But in Apopka, you could get up on a Saturday morning, any morning, but for me, it would have been a Saturday morning because I was going to school. But on a Saturday morning, I can get up, get down to the square and jump on a bus and go off to the Orange Grove and work all day and make some money. And then I would take that money and I would go down to town where I couldn't drink out of the white faucet.
Wait, hold on. They still had white faucets?
Not when I was a teenager. The faucet was still there, but the sign was gone. But the sign was there when I was a little kid.
Wow.
5 or 6 years old.
That's insane.
Yep. But all the clothes that I got, I would work, put my clothes on what they call layaway. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Yeah.
But put my clothes on layaway and then go to work the next week, make some money, go pay a little bit on my clothes. By the time the summer was done, I would get my little clothes that I bought and wear them to school.
Layaway was a big deal.
Yeah. I don't think they have that anymore. I think that's done.
No, there's different versions of it out there now that exist in the digital market, but no,
they give you a credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those were the days, man. I mean, I think I valued stuff probably more than kids do now.
Perhaps.
Although I have a grandson now that
everything's in abundance these days.
I have a grandson now that's.
Where was this, Victor? Where'd you grow up?
Apopka, Florida.
Seminole County, right?
That's Orange County.
Orange County.
Yeah.
Our neighbors.
Tons of oranges, man. Oranges everywhere. Oranges everywhere. Oranges in foliage nurseries. That was a huge thing. Everybody could make a living, get a job at a nursery or get a job in the Orange Grove, go to the Orange Grove. You didn't have to have an application to go to work in the Orange Grove. Just jump on a bus, go, and turn in your tickets at the end of the day and get your cash and move on.
Wow. The days. Those were the days. Yeah. We were all poor, but somehow I think we felt richer.
It was kind of a not a painful memory, but something that it's been just down in there and never really talked about a whole lot. But them days were necessary, I guess, for how I grew up. But I can't imagine now sending my grandkids off to a Orange Grove to work all day in that heat. And snakes and wasps and all kinds of stuff. And that was rough. That was different.
Yeah, at least when I was setting pins in the bowling alley, we didn't have snakes.
Yeah. Probably rats.
We had 16-pound bowling balls.
Yeah.
Hard labor.
Man. So, Mr. Trevor.
Willie,
yes.
I know you love DeLand a lot.
I love DeLand.
You've expressed it a lot over this time.
No matter where I go, there's only one
Has
place.
it only gotten better for you, or like has it changed? It's changed so much from what I remember as a kid.
I miss the old
And you've been
place.
here since 2000 or so.
Yeah, I miss the old days. I could walk around downtown
Like when it was a
all
ghost
night
town? Because
long,
it used to be a ghost town.
and it was just me and a few local artisans, and most of the young people back then were artists of one kind or another, musicians or visual artists. It was quite something. It was like the Wild West days almost. I mean, they used to tell me stories about how they'd drive into issues on their horses, back in the day and the Wild West times.
Wow.
And, I wish I could have been here back then, actually.
I seen pictures of...
Maybe met Henry DeLand, I don't know.
I seen pictures of somewhere of 1792 when it was dirt.
Yeah.
And then we were in...
There's a couple of shops that still have framed pictures.
Yeah, we were in... what's the place where Jose goes over to sit on the porch out front? DeLand...
It's the Parched Oak now?
No, the DeLand Hotel.
Oh, DeLand Hotel, yeah.
DeLand Hotel.
My bad.
That place, just a young couple bought that place.
Yeah.
Young. And the husband was telling Tom and I one night that the train track, 44, the train, it was a train track that ran, I guess, right in front of all those businesses.
Yeah.
I guess the train track used to come down that far.
Some of those buildings still have the rails under the floorboards.
Really?
I've seen them, yeah.
Wow.
And so you've been to the pond over behind, like Jimmy John's and Fiesel's Glass used to be there, and it's like the old Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
There's that whole mural along the sidewalk and the wall that you can kind of walk up. There's a ramp. So that mural, from what I understand, it's posted somewhere. There's a plaque, but it's dedicated or in memoriam or some manner to what used to go on there back in the day. I guess this is long before it was DeLand. This is back when it was just some settlement or I don't even know. I don't even know all the details, but there was some story in some plaque or paper that I read. The tracks used to come up in a way and went through some of the old buildings. Or they just put the building on top of the old tracks. But it was to when people were coming into town, and I think it was before slavery had ended. But it was they're all from a very long time ago. Like some of those buildings still have the railroads in there.
Yeah.
Quite a history.
They're all over the place.
There's a lot of history here that I have no idea of. I have no idea of the history in DeLand.
I guess I'm actually pretty glad that I wasn't around back then. I'd be mad all the time.
Yeah,
people were so stupid. I would have been just as stupid, huh?
Yeah, maybe. You never know. It's all about the times, right? They say. So they say.
Yeah.
Willie, you got anything big coming up? Anything going on with you? Any new projects?
Just the Da Vinci project is happening. And
right, you guys are resuming the lottery.
We're going to resume that, and that's one reason I wanted to tell everybody to...
They're kind of running out of space in there, though. It's looking kind of small.
They're going to knock the wall out. The wall where all the portraits are now, they're going to remove the portraits, knock that wall out, and move into the next room. And remount those portraits, and then I'll have 2 or 3 more walls to fill up.
Wow.
They're expanding.
I just need y'all to make sure that my portrait stays front and center.
You better tell Dan.
I want to make sure my portrait stays front and center.
Let him know. Maybe he'll hear.
I'll tell Dan. I'll ask Dan.
Yeah. All right, Dan, if you're out there, listen.
He's a great guy.
I want my portrait to stay front and center.
Well, it is now. I just posted a picture of that wall on my wall on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm basically in the center of it all.
Can the people find your work anywhere, or is there anywhere your stuff's available? I don't know. What you got going
I
on.
can be contacted at wsloveless@yahoo.com, or you can private message me at if you use Messenger on Yahoo or with Yahoo. You can find me at Willie Loveless and just tell me what you need, and I'll tell you what it's going to cost, and we'll go over it. And I do commissions all the time, anytime somebody needs something. And unfortunately, many times it's when somebody passes away and I have to work from somebody else's photograph of the subject. But I much prefer to do my own little 1 or 2 minute video where I can pull a still frame. I can always capture the essence of the soul, I think, with just the right still frame. And it's worked like a charm with me so far.
Yeah, man.
But go down to Da Vinci's, tell the wait staff that you want a card for the lottery, for the portrait lottery. And they're going to be putting it in the hopper, the drum, and pulling out 2 or 3 names a week. They'll give it to me, and then I'll give you a call. And we'll set up a little appointment for a photo shoot. Doesn't take long, 15 minutes. Done deal.
Vic, you good?
I'm good, sir.
Nothing from you, sir?
No, sir.
All right.
I think I've taken up enough of y'all's time.
It's been great. Really, I'm so glad you came.
It was fun.
That was amazing. I think Willie's going to close out for us on the harmonica, and we're going to have a little bit of music.
my DeLand. No matter where I go, no matter, there's always just one place I can call my home. No matter where I go, no matter, you're making me be what I'm supposed to be, my DeLand. My DeLand. No matter where I go, no matter, you're making me always be free, my DeLand.
All right, Willie. Willie Loveless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, folks. Come to Da Vinci's.